Today's movie rips off both Rosemary's Baby and The Exorcist, but only in a way that Lucio Fulci could make work. Oh, and it's got the return of Bob, so buckle up, because this one's a treat. Welcome to Sick Flicks, where I take a deep dive into the cinematic sewer to help you embrace your inner gore geek. I'm Mike Bracken, aka the Horror Geek, and today we're tackling Lucio Fulci's weird supernatural horror flick, Manhattan Baby. Released in 1982, this one feels like it should have been the next entry in the Gates of Hell trilogy. Fulci reteams with producer Fabrizio De Angelis, screenwriter Darno Sacchetti, Sacchetti's wife Elisa Briganti, and composer Fabio Frizzi for a weird gothic tale about the dead in ancient Egypt. Unfortunately, the film reportedly lost 75% of its budget early on, forcing Fulci to scale back his vision. But even then, this one has that same vibe and charm of his classic run of cinematic chunk blowers. It's not quite on the same level as the classics of the Gates of Hell trilogy, but it's in the ballpark for me. But enough about that. Can Fulci kill enough hapless humans to earn another 5 barf bag rating? Let's get to the gore and find out. Oh, and before we get started, today's video is sponsored by longtime patrons Nate Malice, my good friend JB, and Fernando Pombero. If you'd like to help sponsor some videos and free me from the shackles of YouTube's tyranny, you'll find a link to my Patreon in the pinned comment and description below. And now, let's get bloody. We fade in on Egypt. At least I think it's Egypt. First scene already out of focus. Nice work, Fulci. Oh, hey, there's Fabrizio De Angelis. I saw him directing as Larry Ludman back when we covered Killer Crocodile. Hey, is this the case of the Scorpion's Tail? Don't worry, we'll probably cover that one someday. With Christopher Connolly. Connolly was a staple guest star on network TV in the 70s and 80s before working in a bunch of Italian films. He was on things like Quincy, Chips, Simon & Simon, and The Fall Guy. He later worked with Fulci here, as well as the unholy trinity of Bruno Mattei, Claudio Fragasso, and Rosella Drudy on Strike Commando. Martha Taylor? You're not fooling me. That's Laura Lenzi pretending to be American. And title card. Looks like he's driving to Manhattan Baby. So, if you think Manhattan Baby is a weird title, you're not alone. It was originally titled Evil Eye, but they changed it to tie into Rosemary's Baby. Fulci and writer Darno Sacchetti hated the change. This was not the only alternate title either. It's also been billed as Eye of the Evil Dead. No, God, not Giovanni Frezza. I thought we left Bob back at the house by the cemetery. Story and screenplay by Italian scriptwriting AI Darno Sacchetti and his wife Elisa Briganti. Poor Sacchetti. Trapped here with Fulci, who he often quarreled with, and Fabrizio De Angelis, who he had a love-hate relationship with. Yeah, just gotta drive over here and see if we can find some more interesting credits over the next Dune. Hey, music by Fabio Frizzi. So at least we know we'll have a good soundtrack. And directed by Lucio Fulci. Do I even need to say more about the Godfather of Gore at this point? So, what do you think of this Egyptian art? It's Sphinx. And already getting to the Fulci eye zooms. We're not wasting any time. I sure hope she's better at the whole focusing the camera thing than Fulci was in that opening shot. No, guess not. Look out, sinkhole! That's a lot scarier if you live in Florida. I'm not sure what's grainier so far. Fulci's scene compositions or this sand. And back to Connolly. Check out that sweet purse. Wonder if it's Gucci. Great, looks like he's about to get into a pyramid scheme. So they really did shoot these scenes in Egypt. Sacchetti says they weren't in the original script, but added to make the film feel more international and appeal to audiences abroad. Sorry, Lucio. My heavy breathing fogged up the lens again. And we've got eye zooms and cataract eyes. This is definitely a Fulci Sacchetti joint. Fulci eye zoom. Yeah, always looking for a handout. Ha, she's blind. She'll never know I'm giving her my dry cleaning receipt and not paper money. And here comes some ominous exposition.
Tombs are for the dead.
I think they're also for rating, at least according to Laura Croft. Hey, she got a sweet Slick Rick starter kit medallion. The kids at home are going to be so jealous of her truck jewelry. Anyway, over in movie B, it looks like something's starting to rise.
Hell yeah.
No, not like that, you pervs. I mean, they're lifting this thing out of the ground. Looks like someone's getting the brush off. Literally. Alright, just keep working like I'm not here. Just writing up your employee evaluation. Brush technique could use some work. And eye zoom. I got a really bad feeling that your liver is going to be hurting if you play the eye zoom drinking game today, so please don't. You know, someone once asked me if the pyramids were just 3D triangles. I said basically, but only up to a point. Hey, look, the ancient Egyptians were into furries. Man, they didn't tell you that in history class. Oh yeah, it's looking like Uzumaki up in here right now. That only makes sense if you're one of my J-horror viewers. Sure, just touch whatever's in the cursed pyramid. I'm sure this is fine. Or not. I don't know. So far this version of Tomb Raider mostly sucks. Trapdoor!
Watch out!
And the no-name guy gets impaled. I heard a joke about impalement once. It started with, so a bar goes into a man. I mean, he definitely got the points. Why does Connolly look like a poor man's Harrison Ford? Okay, who wired this place with electricity? Yeah, in the early days of LASIK were rough. A whole lot of blinded dudes. And this lady left the kid alone in Egypt. Mother of the Year.
Susie? Where are you?
Pyramid establishing shot. So all my jokes about Fulci trademarks like eye zooms aside, the man really did have a gift for creating these tableaus that feel familiar yet ominous and desolate. Like here. Focus Fulci. And jump scare eye zoom. Jump scare eye zoom. Might be a show first. This is the look of a man who's seen some shit. Or maybe saw some shit, since he just got blasted by eye lasers. Oh, sweet, now he's a pirate. Arr. Oh, never mind. This is like the Cyclops from the X-Men origin story. I don't think the glasses are gonna help, man. Oh god, no, it's Giovanni Frezza. Bob! Damn, this kid is feisty.
There's no way I'll ever be a major league player.
Well, I didn't ask you, did I? Lousy lesbian?
Building establishing shot. Which is kind of useful because apparently now we're in New York City. I bet that's George and Wheezy's deluxe apartment in the sky. Do you kids even remember the Jeffersons? Christ, I'm old. Well, I can't see, but thank God we got this audiobook copy of the Necronomicon on the reel-to-reel. What could go wrong? And he's surly too. That must be where Bob gets it from.
That's easy for you to say, because you're not blind. I mean, what the hell do you have to worry about?
Well, we're taking care of a cranky blind guy and Giovanni Frezza for starters. Oh yeah, this girl's Slick Rick starter kit looks great. Hey, it's Italian horror regular Carlo DeMejo. You can't fool me with that disguise, Carlo. He probably needs that because he's an investigative reporter and goes undercover a lot. Back at home, Susie's making notes on the new script pages. God, these are terrible. I think she's blushing. TLC must be in here because we're getting the red light special. Later that night, everyone goes to bed, but Susie realizes she's late for football practice. And I zoom. And now Susie wanders into her parents' room. I heard strange moaning and someone screaming, "Oh God," in here. Is everyone okay? Dad sends her back to bed, but how would he know if she actually went if she just stands there quietly? So while we give Fritzy the credit for the score here, a lot of it is recycled from earlier Fulci movies. Case in point. Eye zoom. This film might be Fulci at his eye zoomiest. And another eye zoom, followed by a building establishing shot, even though we never left the building. I believe I have made a significant find in the Kandarian ruins, a volume of ancient Sumerian burial practices and funerary incantations. It's entitled Naturum de Montum, roughly translated, Book of the Dead. Newest Wu-Tang member Zatoichi the Blind Fury is dropping the sickest 16 bars ever. I zoom. And another. 3's the magic number, right? Oh, the Fulci was just like, fuck it, we'll shoot this whole movie in extreme close-up because I can. Jesus Christ, man. And here's Giovanni's eyes. This video is going to be an hour long and just me pointing out every eye zoom. I'm going to just call this Eye Zoom, the movie. Step into the light, Carolyn! And he disappears. Huzzah! Thank God. Hopefully that means no more Bob. Did you kids open up an interdimensional portal again? Don't make me come up there!
Tommy?
Can you hear me? I wonder if Hellraiser 2 stole this. Oh shit, he got the in-home follow-up LASIK surgery. Pew pew! Ah, bright light, bright light! I guess at least this time the movie being shot out of focus actually makes sense. You know what we haven't had for at least 30 seconds? An eye zoom. Live look at the leads trying to run away from being in this movie. It's like Amazing Grace here for George. He was blind, but now he sees. Back at the apartment, this guy's gonna rock you like a hurricane. Wait, how did we get Bob back? I'm so confused. I am firmly convinced that Fulci had no clue about how to respect people's personal space. Sure, let's stop the movie to watch a slideshow of Fulci's Egyptian vacation. I've got time. Eye zoom. Oh shit, did you forget to pay the electric bill again, honey? Yeah, just keep flipping the breakers. That'll probably work eventually, alright? Hurry up, I need to poop really bad. Oh shit, look out. The cobra got loose. Again. Pretty sure this is not the noise a cobra makes. Security is clearly in a real rush to come help her solve her cobra problem. Cobra my ass, it's probably Millhouse again. Eye zoom. Fulci clearly was an Italian. Look out, the cobra learned how to open a door. Run for your lives. Oh god, it's a monster. Oh shit, it got worse. It's Giovanni Frezza. This is a live look at me on an elevator when my claustrophobia kicks in. Let me out! Yes, looks like parting is such sweet sorrow here. Clearly this elevator should have not passed its last inspection. Oh hey, Carlo DeMejo's back. And he's got a new novelty disguise today. Now he's gonna open this door with disastrous results. No, that's our portal to a dimension of evil. The bathroom is the second door on the left, not the first. Oh man, who got sand in here again? This place has cobras and scorpions. Might be time to hire an exterminator, honestly. Eye zoom. And extra eye zoom. Holy shit, Carlo actually ended up in Egypt. This is his, man, I've seen some shit face. Building establishing shot. It looks like someone's got the hot hand. Literally. Probably not the kind of steamy bedroom scene you were hoping for in a Fulci flick. Oh shit, it's the marker for a Dark Brotherhood quest. Over in the park, they're taking Polaroids. Let's see what develops. And great. Just toss it on the ground, you litter bug. Somewhere that Indian dude is crying. But wait, it did develop. It's just a photo of the necklace. Spooky. The music makes you think this is scary, but this is just a park ranger cleaning up after these pigs. And eye zoom. Great, a new character. Just what this movie needed. But it's okay, because he's dubbed by Edward Mannix.
According to an Arab traveler of the 3rd century, this ancient jewel symbolizes the Eye of Evil.
Oh hey, that's where the Evil Eye title came from too. Nice. Now it's time for some street walking.
Hell yeah.
No, I mean actually walking down the street, you pervs. And just in case you doubted the Rosemary's Baby tie-in, the new guy is Adrian Marcato, the name of a character from the film who was a witch who lived in the apartment building before the events of the story. Eye zoom. Oh Jesus, mouse close up. Getting very unpleasant New York Ripper flashbacks here. Oh, and that sand in the room came from Egypt. Shocker. And now we're just gonna have dueling eye zooms, I guess. Damn it, what did I tell you kids about leaving your toys on the stairs? This is a trip and fall waiting to happen. So the big horrific reveal here is basically his kids are slobs and they don't pick up their shit. Terrifying. Building establishing shot. Anyway, let's check in with George's pal Weiler. He looks as bored as I am right now. But he's being stalked by the world's tiniest cameraman. And the cobra's back. This thing really gets around. Weiler's like, thanks a lot, man. Go home, camera guy. You're drunk. Ooh, spooky. Susie's losing her shit. Must have gotten her tickets to the Taylor Swift concert. While she's screaming her lungs out, Giovanni's gonna show us the Play-Doh Anubis he made in art class. Dad's like, oh yeah, this is great. We'll definitely display it in a box in the garage. So look, I know it's fun to give Giovanni Frezza crap, but he did retire from acting at like 13 and has apparently made a nice career for himself in the private sector. And now they're gonna go see Adrian. And back home, we've got an eye zoom. Anyway, back at Marcato's place, he's dropping some exposition bombs.
The jewel that appears in this photo was discovered many thousands of years ago and symbolizes evil.
Dun dun dun. Eye zoom. But there's more exposition.
It's quite possible that your daughter has absorbed the energy radiated by the gem.
Lance Henriksen, do you have any thoughts on this?
That's the stupidest fucking thing I've ever heard.
And eye zoom montage. I don't know what the fuck Fulci was thinking, but man, is it hilarious. Back at home, Dad's on a scavenger hunt. I know that kid's hiding his stash in here somewhere. But all he finds is the necklace and this scorpion. Eye zoom. If you started this video drinking at every zoom, you've been dead for a good 12 minutes now. Oh, and they found their daughter, who's apparently been to Egypt again too. Or she's a ghost. I mean, I have no real idea what's going on in this movie. I'm just here for the eye zooms. And believe me, I definitely know a Fulci eye zoom. There is no chance the eye zoom record here is ever being broken. I haven't even shown all of them. And now Marcado's here. He's looking great. But it is good he's still here because he's the best source of exposition we've got.
The power within this gem can open the infernal gate.
Look at George. He's like, are you high? Because you sound high. And eye zoom. And now that little Susie is dying, we're finally ready to rip off The Exorcist, or Exorcist 2, basically. I mean, say what you will, but that chick looks pretty wired. Hey, it's Dr. Lucio Fulci. I think the world would end if we got a Fulci eye zoom on Fulci. Eye zoom. And one good eye zoom deserves another. Or in this case, like 100. Live look at Fulci figuring out how to get more eye zooms into this movie. Oh man, I've heard a lot of stories about x-rays showing the weird things people get stuck up their butt, but this might be the first time it was a cobra. And here comes the Kool-Aid Man. Oh yeah. This is definitely blue filter. Eye zoom. And if you're wondering who was in the wall, that was Jamie the nanny, who got warped off and didn't make it back. Honestly, it's not looking good for Susie either. And flatline. She's dead, Jim. Wait, it was all just football practice. Or was it? Look, I'm as confused as you are. And now she's alive again. Make up your mind, kid. Turns out Marcado has apparently saved the day.
There has been a transference. I have substituted for your daughter.
And if you think he's gonna explain, well, guess again.
It's useless that I explain.
Back at the hospital, it looks like she passed the cobra. Thank God. At any rate, Marcado may not be out of the woods yet, because his dead birds are alive and pissed off. I mean, this bird is definitely feeling peckish. I'm gonna tell Sterling that this is Angry Birds. You can see the strings. And it feels like we're finally gonna get some Fulci eye violence here. Also, this shit is for the birds. I would like to point out that there are more killing birds in this scene than in all of Zombie 5 Killing Birds. So a lot of good gore here I can't show you. And so much for Marcado. He should have flown the coop when he had the chance, I guess. New York City establishing shot. Probably gonna start a cannibal movie or something. And George is gonna get rid of the necklace once and for all. Straight to Davy Jones's locker. Oh wait, did we just end up in the end of Hellraiser? What's your pleasure, sir? And evil blind lady lives. Oh, and one last eye zoom for the road. I love it. There's just a blind lady in Egypt with cases of these crappy necklaces, and she walks around all day handing them out to American tourist girls, apparently. Freeze frame ending and credits, baby! So, what have we learned from Manhattan, baby? Well, for starters, that you can make a feature-length film comprised of nothing but eye zooms if you really wanted to. I mean, this is Fulci's eye-zooming magnum opus right here. I didn't even show them all. Overall, Manhattan Baby is pretty divisive, but I've always felt like it fit in pretty nicely with his Gates of Hell trilogy. It steals music and ideas from those films, and if Fulci hadn't lost 3/4 of his budget before making it, it might have been another mega hit for the Godfather of Gore. Instead, it's more of a compromised vision, but even compromised Fulci is still pretty fun. But enough about that. Can Manhattan Baby kill enough New Yorkers to earn the Godfather of Gore another 5 barf bag rating? Let's go to the Gore card. In terms of gross anatomy, Manhattan Baby is pretty solid. We get the guy impaled on spikes, a snake bite to the face, a couple of mangled corpses, and Marcado's death by angry birds. That last kill is the best of the bunch, and it alone is enough to justify giving Manhattan Baby a very respectable 3 barf bag rating. This isn't Fulci's sickest flick, but it's definitely fun in a kooky, weird way. Looking for more Fulci weirdness? Then be sure to check out my review of Warriors of the Year 2072. You'll find a link here on the screen. I'll meet you over there. Until next time, I'm Mike Bracken, aka the Horror Geek, bringing you all the splatter that matters.